and more accurate to what you need them to do. At the same time, at the scale of a city, with the sensing, you'll be able to have now a tool that you can actually manage traffic. You can manage aerial traffic, like for example for drones, and it become a very, very important asset for you to actually start creating smart infrastructure. And that's like the new role that we think about 6G networks.
What must India necessarily do, Mr. Cristiano Amon, in the next 5 years to perhaps genuinely stay in the global AI and chip supply chain?
Yes. If I have to give one advice, I think the strategy is very clear, the vision is very clear. One advice is those things, they are not short-term projects, they're long-term projects. So the execution, you need to be prepared to be on a multi-year journey. Sometimes it's like decades long. But I like what I see. I think I'm very energized. I think the ecosystem of electronics manufacturing is forming here. We're the beginning of also supply chain for semiconductor. As one of the largest fabless companies, we want a very healthy and diversified semiconductor supply chain. And you see, I think now the development of many initiatives to drive those new devices AI. I think the importance is you have to stay with it. Those are decade-long projects, but at the end of the day, it's an opportunity, I think, for India to be a global player, not only local, but a global player in the technology landscape.
Because you have repeatedly called India a critical technology market. So in terms of Qualcomm's greater plans, do you see India as a center of future innovation, or is it about semiconductor hub?
Look, I don't know if we're the right question for you to ask this, because our history with India is probably as long as the Qualcomm history, themselves. Actually, I am incredibly grateful for our employees in Hyderabad, in Bangalore, in Chennai, in Noida. India has been our second largest R&D hub in the company, and I think we saw, the talent, capability, and the opportunity for innovation in India before it was popular, and we have been on this journey. For example, some of our global chips have a lot of contribution from our India teams. We just announced with the IT minister the 2-nanometer chip, that's been designed by Qualcomm in India. So I think besides being a great market, it is a hub of innovation. I think our fund on AI startups is actually believing that there's going to be a lot of innovation coming out of this market. And if you continue down this path of building the infrastructure, the scale of electronics, is going to have a significant place, I think, in the global technology landscape.
And that brings me to my last question. When you look back towards this decade, what is one thing that you will say that you got right?
So it's interesting. I will say that for a company like Qualcomm, even though we're now diversified, working across many industries, we have been into every single generation of wireless, from 2G to 3G to 4G and 5G. And one thing that even before we started, I think we knew we were right. Every new transition creates massive change. The players change, the role of the continents change, and I think this time is not going to be any different.
Cristiano Amon, pleasure speaking to you.
Likewise.
And hope to see you more in India. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
Introducing Motorola Signature. Don't blend in, stand out. Introducing Motorola Signature. Don't blend in, stand out.
Hi, here are the top headlines. Presented by Motorola. Indian Embassy in Tehran advises Indians to leave Iran amid rising tensions. Tamil Nadu releases final voter list after SIR 5.67 crore registered voters. TVK chief Vijay says he faces direct contest with CM Stalin in Tamil Nadu.
is it difficult to negotiate with Donald Trump?
So in my conversation with Trump, I want to negotiate the issue of fight organized crime and drug trafficking. I also want to negotiate with him the critical minerals and rare earth